Hey, it's Grace again. I'm here back with Ichiban Kuji stuff that I won through the lottery, as you know. So today I have some JJK, I have some Link Click, and the summer Hikaru died, and a little story to go with that. So I was never really into JJK. I kind of started reading it because it got so hype, and I kind of was in the shonen mood, so I kind of started reading it. But then, as I'm reading it, I'm like, none of it makes sense. I had to Reddit the culling game because the rules didn't make any sense. Even that didn't help me understand what was happening. I felt like there were so many loopholes with the rules. Like, so is all of Japan just like stuck in the culling games? Like, what about the regular people? Like, my brain was like going way too detailed into stuff, and I was like, okay. But the art is great. I think Gojo is a little overrated in the sense that, like, yeah, he's cool, but I feel like his aesthetic really blew up because of the anime. Because in the manga, I was like, he's kind of giving Kakashi vibes, kind of. It's the same concept, I get it, and like he's hot. But then the animation really kind of like threw it in 1,000%. And the fact that like you have ghetto, like it was gonna be crazy regardless. And now we're on to Quifree and Arugio. So I'm like, there's a lot happening. But getting on with it. So Ichiban Kuji is basically a lottery where you buy a ticket at a set price. So like it ranges. There's $18, some are 30, depending on the price. And then you get a ticket, and on the ticket, it has a letter usually with the tiers of prizes. And so you'll get like A through F, and each letter has a different prize. A obviously is top tier. There's also something that is a last prize. So if every single slot is filled up of the whole sheet, you get a final prize, which is really hard to get because either you have to have really good timing or you have the money to buy like 30 to 40 different slots, and some of it might be duplicates. So I'm like, why would you do that? Unless you really want everything, but it depends. So for the JJK one, which let me just say, I didn't really look closer at it. I looked at it on the wall behind the counter and I was like, ah, the summer he could have died. I definitely have to get that. I got 2 tickets. And then after I won the prizes and opened it, I was like, holy shit, this was JJK. It was Jujutsu no Kaisen. It wasn't Summer Hikaru died, and I was like, okay, I'm not that mad. Okay, and I realized it's because that series was the summer series where it's Gojo, Ghetto, and I think like Shoko is in here. Well, here's one of the prizes. Yeah, those were the only options. I was like, I'm not that. So one of the prizes I got was a folder. So I don't use folders anymore because I don't go to school, nor do I carry around stuff. I mean, I do carry around a laptop, but I was like, oh, I love these though. But this, I was like, I'm gonna pick Gojo. Obviously, I a few cons ago, I literally got into JJK. I finished reading it, and I literally was looking for Gojo and JJK. I wasn't sure who my favorite character was because Goga Gege. I don't know how to say his name, but the Arthur, the mangaka of JJK, doesn't really build up characters. Like, tell me why Yuji's scar moves like everywhere on his face. But it's like, I don't know. I would say my favorite depends on which part of the story it is. But like, I like Toge a lot. I like Maki after she loses her shit on her family. I like Mahito because, like, while he's a villain and messed up, he's technically a child. He literally doesn't know any better. And that's obvious later, spoilers, when he dies and he kind of is like, everyone's kind of moving on to the next or afterlife, what have you. And he's just like, I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna get revenge, blah, blah, blah. I'm gonna destroy the world, whatever. That is a very childish mentality, and you see that, and I'm like, I can't really hate him because that's just his nature. He's too young to understand the world. Like, he literally was like maybe less than a year old, or in my head, in the storyline, yes, but like out of all of the villains, he's the youngest one. So it makes sense. But yeah, this is the summer folder. And like you see like a faint shadow of his face, like right here, which is kind of cool. On the back is the same art, but just the line art version. You can't really see it. And then here are the options that you could have gotten. It's mostly Gojo and Gero, and then a little bit of Shoko. Is her name Shoko? Am I saying her name wrong? No, it is Shoko. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot a lot. For some reason, I can't retain JJK character names because I realize everybody calls them by either the first name or last name or mix of. Because, for example, everyone knows Nanami, but then it's Satoru and Suguru for Gojo and Gero, but we say Gojo and Gero, which is their first name. But then we have Yuji, Megumi, Nobara, first names. We don't talk about their last name. But then Nanami is more iconic with his last name, and I'm like, what? It doesn't make sense. But it confuses me. I think maybe that's why I like Mahito. My friend also made the mistake when I said I wanted Toge. They're like, oh yeah, okay. And then later they're like, wait, I'm gonna get Inumaki for my friend. And I was like, that's the same fucking person. So it's like, it's funny because everybody kind of doesn't remember all of their full names. It's just literally one or the other. And so, okay, I'm like droning on. So this is another thing I got from the series. It's literally more Gojo. It was a badge pin, teenage Gojo. And then some of these I didn't get from Ichiban Kuji. It's literally just like, I think I got these at Animate. These are like acrylic clear files of Megumi and Yuji. I was in a shonen vibe, so JJK was on my radar. And then if you know what Kudo sushi is, it's a conveyor belt sushi that's like around America, originated from, I think, Osaka or Kyoto. I forgot, but it's from Japan. And so whenever I collect JJK stuff, for some reason I somehow get Nobara. I've gotten Nobara a lot. I don't hate her. I just feel like she wasn't utilized enough. But to be fair, Toge wasn't utilized enough. Maki was in the end, but after Mai died, and I was like, okay. But yeah, this was from the sushi collab with JJK. And then I got these stickers, which is very interesting because they're very like thick like they're like bubble stickers. This is Panda. Ooh. This is the one I wanted, Toge. I realized that Toge is green, and unfortunately I don't like green as a color, but he's green. I noticed a lot of my favorite, and this is Maki, a lot of my favorite shit is green, and I'm like, god damn it, it's just a neutral color. And then look, a huge ass Novara badge. What do I do with huge badges like this? But I have a lot, which is the problem. And then I got this, which is a towel. I didn't open it yet. But basically, it has different designs and has their names on it. I had the option to get this one, which is literally everyone's gun. But I was like, eh. Obviously, Gojo's was gone. I think my options were literally Toge, Yuji, Nobara, and then like all of it. All of the guns. But I was like, I want Toge. And not gonna lie, looking at this in middle school when I was in like a water fight, and for some reason I had money, like I had $20, and literally water guns were like $5. They kept breaking after like maybe 15 minutes of me like literally shooting water at my friends, and then I literally got like sets of like water guns just for this water like gunfight, literally in the park, literally out of nowhere. And like this gun for Toge is literally what the water gun looked like. Back when things were cheap. Now it's not so cheap. This is another Ichiban Kuji, but this is actually from One Piece. I wasn't mad, but I was also like, interesting. This is a One Piece one, where basically this is a towel. I guess now I have a lot of towels, but this is a towel and it just has like Chopper in the corner. But this is like the design. Why, like, I would have thought it would have been more like a Sakura petal design, especially for Chopper. But why is it like all squiggly and like it looks more like a carpet design? I don't know. The designs for the other ones were kind of also ambiguous, where I was like, I don't know which character any of these are. So I had to guess, but then the guy's like, oh, like they have him in the corner. So I was like, oh, I see Chopper. I'm gonna pick Chopper. So I recently went to, there's a new gachapon place in Flushing, and literally I went there opening day. Didn't know it was opening day. I saw Summer Hikaru died, and literally I was like, okay, I'm gonna get the tokens. I'm gonna try to get 2 and stop. But then I misread the sign. The sign was like, so gachapon, it says the total amount of options to collect, and then the tokens. I mistakenly kind of took the collection as the amount of tokens. So I bought 21 tokens, thinking each pull was 7 tokens. And I was like, okay, that's expensive, but I was like, whatever. No, it was like 3 or something, and I like literally got 4. But here's the thing, I got a duplicate of this dude, which is fine. He was like the friend that's like the jokester, but I was like, oh, god damn it. And then I got the girls, which not bad, but like I was like, okay. And then I got the main characters, but as children. I was like, I really wanted the one where it had like the squiggly lines, like that's known to be Summer Hikaru Dead, but I was like, I don't want to go back because it was literally opening day. It was packed. It was busy. It was hot as fuck. And I was like, I think I'm done. I got these. I got a duplicate, but it's okay. I'll figure it out. Maybe if I go back, they'll still have it. I don't know. It's been a while. But I also, going back to the Ichiban Kuji, I literally got link click stuff, and I kept going back and doing this. I kept getting the same fucking badges. I don't know why my luck is really shitty. So starting with the first one, I got the girl. Her name eludes me right now for some reason. I cannot remember. I got the girl. I get them confused for some reason. My brain, like, I think after a certain age, all names kind of became irrelevant, and now it's just color. And then I got the girl again. So I got a duplicate. And these are, every time I got either 1 or 2 different polls, and I was just like, oh god. Literally, it's like, I got the white hair twice. This is Luguang. Twice. And the chibi version. And then, crazy enough, I literally got fuck, what is his name? My god, my brain does not know names. Ugh. This is Cheng Xiaoshi. And literally, I got him 3 times, different times. 2 of them are the same, but not really. If you look at it, there's slight variations, but it's the same art. And I was like, okay, now I just have all of these, like, badges. What's cool is, though, each little packet came with the little ticket. It's a different type of lottery. I don't know if it counts as Ichiban Kuji, but there was a lottery in the sealed package. And then sometimes I would win prizes. So I won this prize. And I was like, ooh, an acrylic, and it's gigantic. Look at how big this is. And I was like, nice. This was like the 4th time I tried this lottery. And then literally another time I got like other stuff. Oh, see, this one was from a different Ichiban Kuji at a different store at a different like theme. This one is like a Lost in Time theme, and I got this Shikishi board, which is really cool. Which is funny because like the guy was like, oh, is this guy your favorite? I was like, sure. I like all of them, but sure. I just forget their names all the time. Like, and then I got the girl again, which is cool. I don't understand like tickets like these, but I think they're really cool. I just don't know what they're really used for. And then they gave me postcards. 1 for each time I went, but I have 2 now. I might use one as an actual postcard, but I don't know. When you send postcards and you receive them, they're kind of gross because they went through the system. So I'm like, I don't know about that. But yeah, I got like, so, oh, I don't know if I showed you this one. This is the Gojo Kuda sushi pin that I got. What's funny is that this is the right direction. And when I say that, if you look closely, the words are upright, but his body is literally flying through the air, like doing a backflip. And I'm like, they chose this art out of all of the art of Gojo, and it literally is the Shibuya incident. And I was like, okay. It would have been funny if they put him in a box, but yeah. So the lesson here is I need to stop going to Ichiban Kuji stuff. Don't know if I'm gonna actually stop. My birthday is next week, and I definitely plan on dropping a lot of money, and I'm hoping that there is new sheets. We're gonna see where this takes me. I hope that I don't spend a lot of money, but as you know, I clearly buy a lot of merch. So we're gonna find out. And until next time, I'll show you my pulls again. Bye.